Askham Village. Designers of modern housing estates could learn a lot here. As a planned village of space and good looks, Askham has no equal in Cumbria. After leaving red sandstone-built Penrith, the road south enters limestone country of bleak farmland. Nearer Askham things improve, as the woodland of Lowther Park softens the landscape. The village has a mile-long single street that runs east to west down a hill between Askham Fell and the River Lowther. It is crossed at midpoint by the Penrith to Haweswater Road, where it is possible to park in a small square if you're lucky. In 1724, the village was bought by the powerful Lowther family as part of their extensive development of Cumbria. Their influence over the years has cleverly kept Askham a working village without destroying any of its old-world charm. Many of the modern residents work for Lowther Estates, and Land Rovers, driven by well-bred chaps in flat hats, are a common sight around the village. The limestone-built houses and farms of Askham are lined up facing each other across a series of village greens. Door and window surrounds of each sturdy building has its own tasteful colour of paint. Some have tiny front gardens, but many doors open directly onto the pavement. All the buildings are well cared for, and most date back to the early 18th century. Green Crot, a pleasant modern estate of terraced houses around a green, makes an interesting comparison to the older version. Welcome to the Queen's Head, a unique and delightful 17th century village pub nestled in the heart of Askham, a picturesque village in the Lake District. As part of the esteemed Askham collection, the pub offers a cosy and inviting atmosphere, along with well-appointed bedrooms that provide the perfect base for exploring the surrounding beauty of the region. With the recent AA accreditation as a 4-star Gold Inn with an AA Rosette restaurant, the Queen's Head pub is committed to offering a truly memorable experience. The Queen's Head benefits from its prime location, allowing guests to immerse themselves in the natural wonders of the Lake District, take invigorating walks in the local fells, or enjoy a leisurely stroll along the nearby River Lowther, accessible right from the pub's doorstep. During your stay, make sure to explore the gardens at Askham Hall, where much of the produce used in the pub's dishes is grown and reared. In the summer months, you can even take a refreshing dip in the outdoor pool. If you're seeking a truly indulgent experience, take advantage of the exclusive short break package. Immerse yourself in the charm of the Queen's Head for 2 nights, enjoying delectable food in the pub on the first evening. On the second evening, venture to the nearby sister property, Askham Hall, and relish a 6-course Michelin star tasting menu at Allium Restaurant, with optional paired wines. post office is a bright and cheerful place with tourist information, between groups of attractive buildings. Some even look onto a central green, while others face downhill for the view. Towards the top of the village, the road becomes a lane, where old farm buildings have been converted to dwellings, and close-cropped lawns added. The lane continues onto the fell, to wander between the mounds of ancient burial grounds. Returning downhill is a village hall next to the Queen's Head. Next door is the public swimming pool. However, the outdoor swimming in chilly Cumbria seems a bit daring, but this isn't the only village where it goes on. A small cottage nearby has the title of Lowther Outdoor Centre and Country Base Museum across its front door. Apparently, this rather odd place is a storehouse of information about Askham life. The view of Lowther Castle, rising theatrically from the distant woodland, is a sight to behold. At this point, the village green is so wide, a terrace of 3 cottages makes an attractive picture, with the huge trees of Askham Hall as a background. The Earl of Lonsdale, the 7th in line of the Lowther family to hold the title, lives at the hall. Though private and well screened by trees, it can be seen from a lane near the entrance. Much of the building is 14th century. Embattled parapets and turrets still remain. Originally built for the Sandford family, Askham Hall has been described as spacious, but not grand. However, it looked pretty grand to me. Standing to one side of the lowest green is the white-painted Punch Bowl Hotel. Judging by the locals I saw coming and going, this seems to be the pub the locals use, beneath 3 magnificent copper beech trees. The road steepens to enter the densely vegetated gorge of the River Lowther. St. John's Church is an amazing sight, rising like an ancient temple from a humid tropical jungle. St. John's is an austere church with a stone-flagged floor, no stained glass, and a serious damp problem. A wooden gallery high in the east end looks down on a bleak altar. The Sandfords of Askham Hall built the south transept sometime before the 16th century for the use as a family burial chapel. Then, during the 19th century, the old building was demolished, and a new church was built on the original ground plan. The south transept, still with its 1661 stone font, was dedicated as a baptistry in 1950. As one crosses the swollen Brown River into Lowther Park, where there is a church of a much different world at the top of the hill. St. Michael's was built in 1832 by Robert Smirks, who had also designed Lowther Castle 25 years earlier. His church is mock Norman in style. The ostentatious Gothic arches, columns and furnishings were more to the glory of the Lowthers rather than that of the Almighty. At the entrance to the churchyard, the Gothic tomb of William Lowther stands, as dramatic as the set of a Hammer horror film. Down some dank, stone steps, a marble effigy of the noble lord can be seen, frozen forever behind thick glass. A great patron of the arts, William died in 1863. He had an interminable poem dedicated to him by Wordsworth, whose family was supported by 4 generations of Lowthers. Throughout Cumbria, the Lowther family is legendary. James, the first Earl of Lonsdale, brought the Industrial Revolution to his West Cumbrian coalfields, where he built most of the town of Whitehaven. From 1880 to 1944, the title was held by the 5th Earl, Hugh. He did much to empty the family coffers, but little to bring in any money at all. A great sportsman, he left the famous Lonsdale belts for boxing as one of his bequests. The colour yellow was another strange passion. Cars, servants, and the Automobile Association, of which he was their first president, had to be decked out in yellow. The Yellow Earl was last of the Lowther big spenders, leaving huge debts on his death and the family seat, along with Lowther Castle, in sad disrepair. Without money for repairs, the decline was irreversible. In 1958, the castle was partly demolished to the facade we see today. However, James, the present Earl, is an astute businessman, and the Lowther estates are again profitable. Lowther Castle was built between 1806 and 1811. Even in semi-ruin, it is a remarkable sight. The size of the vast ballrooms can easily be imagined, and the many turrets and towers are reminiscent of a fairy tale castle. Eventually, every fairy tale reaches the end when the real world returns. Within the ravaged walls of Lowther Castle, the Earl now keeps his chickens. Towards Pooley Bridge, a quite unexpected and tremendous view appears. The Pennines, Penrith, and the broad plain of the River Eamont were all laid out before me. It was a moment to stop and savour. As I stood there and looked around me, I saw what I believed to be God's country, and it was magnificent. Things to do in and around Askham. Around Lowther and Askham, some of the very best road cycling opportunities in the country, and off the beaten track mountain biking from Askham, Fell and beyond. Cycling from Askham offers something for everyone, with no need to drive any further. Bring your own bikes, as you can secure your bike in a safe place overnight, or hire bikes at Lowther Castle. To find out more, visit their website for booking details. There is also a network of trails that have been created, as you snake through Lowther Park, woodland, and along the Lowther River. The routes are signposted at each junction, with the destination and distance in miles shown, making the trails accessible for the whole family to enjoy. Howtown Cycle Route. A classic and very popular route is from Askham, up to the top of Askham Fell and then across to the cockpit following the track down to Howtown. This route is locally famous as it offers an awesome descent. From Howtown you can stop off at the Howtown Hotel Cafe, then do a loop following the road along the shoreline to Pooley Bridge. Or alternatively, from Howtown, you could get the Ullswater steamer back to Pooley Bridge. A longer variation of the Howtown loop would be to continue from Howtown to Martindale Church and then on to Bordale Hawes. This is a picturesque spot with an amazing view and a good steep climb and bike carry. Then follow the bridleway over the fell back into Martindale and then return along the road via Pooley Bridge and back to Askham. Getting up on the fells to see the red deer, and the last of the long days out on the high fells, the softer autumn light, and the earlier evenings. The restaurant takes on an extra cozy atmosphere, conducive to drinking earthy, inviting wines that go with a more autumnal menu that welcomes diners as darkness engulfs. As the temperature drops, the early morning river swims in the River Lowther are once again invigorating, rather than the refreshing dips they are during the warmer months. Gone are the parched paths of summer, and in their place, lanes cloaked in jewel-colored foliage, as the whole family can enjoy as you forage for conkers. Autumn. Like spring, it's a particularly pleasant time to get out for a run both competitively and for pleasure. The cooler weather offers respite from the summer heat, yet avoids the icy hazards of winter running. As you start your run from Askham Hall, which takes you through the heart of the pretty village, over the cattle grid, and up onto the expanse of Askham Fell, taking in Helton, Whale and back around the Lowther Castle boundary. It's fairly even underfoot, thanks to the network of bridle ways that crisscross the fell and the reward after the uphill stretch. Mind-blowing views down across Ullswater towards Helvellyn and beyond. Ullswater Steamers, an award-winning environmentally accredited Lake District attraction operating for over 150 years. Cruises connect to iconic walking routes around Ullswater's Nation Park. Trips on the steamer offer spectacular views and with excellent onboard facilities, operating for 363 days a year. For more information, check their website for routes, prices, and timetables. Reggae, a unique visitor experience and a great option for a family day out, including regularly changing exhibitions, cinema, a variety of shops, cafes, as well as children's indoor and outdoor play areas, pottery painting, and seasonal craft and fun activities on offer during the school holidays. Lakeland Bird of Prey Centre, a chance to see a collection of hawks, falcons, eagles, vultures and owls from around the world. They have daily flying displays, weather permitting, and they aim to conserve birds of prey through education, breeding, and research with the rehabilitation of injured and orphaned birds. There is a tea room, and the centre is open daily from April to November. Abbott's Lodge, a working dairy farm, producing over 40 flavours of homemade Jersey ice cream with a tea room. There is an outdoor play area, as well as an indoor area if the weather is poor. Rose Patch Block Printing Courses. Join Christine Rose in her workshop, set in her award-winning gardens, to learn the art of Indian block printing. Choose to print onto a range of products, from aprons, cushions, bags, bunting, and tea towels with your choice of prints and colours. There is something for everyone and suitable for all ages. It's a wonderfully relaxing and enjoyable way to spend a morning or a rainy day, with cakes and hot drinks supplied on a half day and lunch catered for a full day. Lakeland Llama Treks is a family-run business that provides a unique walking activity. Llamas make wonderful walking companions. They offer a range of treks to suit all abilities and ages, with treks available all year round, and with treks available from Askham. A llama trek gives you the opportunity to explore the outdoors with wildlife you would not ordinarily encounter. Hi again. If you liked the story and would like some more, could you please subscribe and ring the bell, as more stories will soon be uploaded. And once again, thank you.